Hello world of the internet, it's Bear here, and I'm giving you my reactions to Dancing with the Stars Season 4, Week 2. Might as well be a year ago, might as well be Season 22. Anyway, so Nancy and Artem just danced cha-cha. It was pretty crisp. I mean, the time, I don't know. Bruno said something about it need to be a little crispier. I mean, I don't even know what that means, but the timing was pretty good, and I think a lot of the foot placement was pretty good. They did say, like, her balance was a little off, which I could see, and her confidence went in and out. It's, even Olympians can have confidence issues when they're doing something completely new. So, I think they did a good job. I think they're going to get all 7s. They're just kind of a little above the middle of the pack at this point. I think they have a lot of room to improve, but they could do really well, and I think maybe they'll make it a week 8. So, yeah. There you go. Yeah, so Erica and Gleb just danced their foxtrot. But before that, Nancy and Artem got their scores. I was right, they got all 7s. So, Erica, they had a foxtrot, and they said that even though the judges criticized them for being a little too raunchy last week, they didn't care, and they were gonna stay just as raunchy, and they did. The whole thing was about Erica. Heather's someone else. Erica getting a traffic ticket, and Gleb being the policeman pulling her over, and Erica doing a very sexual foxtrot to get her out of a ticket. Now, there was some traditional foxtrot, some not. She looked a little stiff at points. Her hold didn't look fantastic, I thought. But the judges seemed to really like it. She had some balance issues. There was a lot of... Some points it felt like rumba. But, they thought it was creative and unique. But, I don't know. I didn't think it was that great. I would have given it a 6, but the judges gave it all 7s. That's fine. But I think she really needs to do more to break out into the competition. Yeah, we'll see who's next. Well, of course, Aaron had to have a little bag, and then Gleb had to pull something out of it, because his wife's pregnant. And it was a little baby outfit, and it was pink. So Gleb and, I forget his wife's name, are having a girl. Second girl, great for them. Okay then, so Charo and Kyo just danced. So as far as the dance went, she was off at several times. It was a paso doble. Timing was off. They said she was ahead of Kyo most of the dance, which makes sense because she's ahead of everybody most of the time. And it was fun, but her technique was pretty bad. Then she just started acting like a doof. So much. How she talked to the judges, and she just had so much energy, run around. She told Bruno his English sucked. And he has an accent, and he's like, I will just learn from you. Her English is so much worse. Anyway, she got 3 6s and a 7. 7 from Julianne. The thing was, she danced much better. In my opinion, she did much better last week with 3 5s and a 6. And she danced much worse this week with 3 6s and a 7. That's just me. But she's a lot. She kept trying to steal Tom's microphone. Well, I hope she stays. Anyway. Yeah, so that happened. She's like Cloris Leachman, but after like 50 cups of coffee. So Nick and Peter And Heather and Alan just danced because Max was injured. They said Nick and Peter did have way too much content, and like Nick was trying, but he was losing balance in some places, and like his timing was a tiny bit off, and his placement was off in a lot of places, but he tried. So we got 7-5-7-6. Lynn hated it. And then Heather and Alan had a very nice jive with her foot movements. They were really fast, and they were like almost clean enough. But in a few places, it was a little tiny bit off. But then she did it like a hip-hop kind of thing, like she would do with Beyonce. And Lynn hated that. He's getting cranky. I don't know how he's going to make it to the end of the season without being cranky like this all the time. Anyway, he said several seasons ago, "I'm not a big fan of the Baloo-Galoo." And then Carrie Ann had to tell him it was called hip-hop. He's more of an old-timer. So, Bonner and Shauna just danced. But first, Heather and Alan got their scores. They got 8, 6, 8, 8. And of course the 6 was from Lynn, because he can't stand hip-hop. I could have seen some 7s, but I think 8's pretty spot on. Anyway, so Bonner and Shauna just danced. So, they're really trying to hint at some kind of romance. It was a little tiny bit stiff. But I feel like overall he really got most of the technique and the basic structure of what the dance was supposed to be. But all the judges said they were transported. Oh, they were just in love. And then Lynn. Something's wrong with him. I'm praying for you, Lynn. I think something wrong's going on with you. You're getting so cranky. You're getting crankier than usual. But he thought he wants a proper Viennese waltz. It didn't take him to Vienna. It took him to the Panhandle. He does not realize that you can be kind of creative. We don't want to see the same Viennese waltz every season. We want to see a cowboy Viennese waltz every now and then. He's just there for the drama, I guess. But I think it was pretty good. I would give it a 7. But Lynn's probably going to score it down just for the fact that it gave him a cowboy kind of feeling. It was pretty clear Viennese waltz content, so I don't see what his problem is. Yeah, so, well, first Bonner and Shauna got their scores. 8, 6, 8, 7. Still all over the place. But, so yeah. 8 was a little too high. I think 7 was pretty there. 6 was a little too low. Anyway, so Simone and Sasha just danced. They did a brilliant cha-cha. Really got the fire flowing. It was a song about fire. It was called Burning Up. But they were able to incorporate some really interesting flips, which I thought Lynn would not like, but apparently he didn't have a problem with. But there was one little moment where they got out of sync just a little bit, so they had to count off. So it was 7, 7, 7, 8. I could have seen another 8, but great routine. They're definitely among the best we have this season. Really, really good. She was like all hesitant in the package, like saying it wasn't very good, but she brought it.